It's going to be quite an afternoon. The big verdict by the Maharashtra Speaker coming in on the top of 4 p.m. Minutes to go. Before the mega Sena verdict, Maharashtra Speaker will announce the verdict at 4 p.m. Been hanging fire for over a year now. Fate of 54 Sena MLAs hangs in balance. Verdict on disqualification of 40 Shinde MLAs. The verdict on disqualification of 14 of Uddhav Sena's MLAs. So lots going down. At one end, you have the Uddhav Sena, which is Uddhav Thackeray's camp, stating very clearly that, the speaker should really look at to do the right thing, but also have made the allegations of what they call match fixing. They've approached the Supreme Court days ahead of this verdict, stating that the speaker met with Eknath Shinde. What went down could probably lead to a partial verdict today, a possible match fixing scenario. On the other hand, you have Mr. Eknath Shinde, who's made it very clear that the EC has already given them the symbol as well as the party name, and the speaker needs to go by that, as well as look at the merit of what the case is. Let's cut across to Ritvik Bhalikar, who's joining us outside the Maharashtra Assembly. I have with me in the studio my colleague Paulumi Saha, who tracked the entire saga in June 2022, and now we are in January 2024, so it's been a long way. Paulumi is also going to be taking us through this coverage. But Ritvik, what can we expect? When can we hear from the speaker finally?
Absolutely, just within an hour from now onwards, Assembly Speaker Rahul Narvekar will be reading out the verdict of Sena versus Sena disqualification case. Right now, I am just outside Vidhan Bhavan, Maharashtra's Vidhan Bhavan. In the central hall, the verdict will be read out at 4:30 p.m. of which live telecast has also been given for now, because after the allegations from Uddhav camp, what Assembly Secretariat is thinking and mulling over is that there should be a transparency and there should be no more allegations from any of the camps, maybe Uddhav or Shinde Sena. So they are reached to the decision that they will be giving a live telecast of the verdict. What we are expecting right now and what we are sensing from the sources is that the disqualification case just ahead of the Lok Sabha elections is going to bring out the speculations about who is going to stay and who is going to go. But what sources are telling us that there will be no disqualification on the basis of 10th schedule, because there's no split in the party. Because what CM Eknath Shinde has been claiming since last 1.5 years is that there is no split. There's just a change of leadership. And across the whole hearing, which is gone through for last 2 months now on fast track, which we saw, it has been argued from both the sides that both of the camps are claiming that the real Shiv Sena belongs to them. Also, Election Commission has ruled that the party name and party symbol has been given to Eknath Shinde. So now it is remained to be seen that how the 10th schedule is applicable in this case, and if there's no split, is there in scope for the disqualification of either of the MLAs from the parties.
All right, I want to cut across to Vidya, my colleague, who also joins my colleague Ritik. But, Vidya, Rahul Narvekar, the speaker, has made it very clear that this is going to be what he terms as a benchmark judgment and fair to both. What are you picking up?
Well, what we have gotten to know is that because there are 34 petitions which he has grouped in six particular groups, and the order will be passed according to that. What people are saying is that probably some from here, some from the other group, both could be disqualified, depending on exactly what the procedural lapses had been in the issues that the affidavits they were filed, or whether they had been able to reach. For example, in Eknath Shinde's case, for example, the email that was sent, Eknath Shinde's lawyers had tried to prove that he had never received any email from the Uddhav Thackeray camp, and that's one of the reasons why he cannot be disqualified, because he was never informed about the whip. So issues like these would probably play a bigger role, is something what people are saying, but certainly it's only in half an hour from now that this entire order will be passed. We'll really get to know as to who is disqualified, who is not, in the next 25 minutes.
All right, on the other faction, Uddhav, UBT, the Uddhav faction has made it very clear that this is a fixed match. They've also approached the Supreme Court regarding the same days in advance, saying the Speaker met the Chief Minister. But having said that, we've got our eyes trained on this big, massive verdict that is finally going to be delivered by the Speaker. It's been hanging fire. The last date was the 31st December, and then the Supreme Court gave a reprieve of another 10 days. So by the 10th of January, this verdict had to be announced, even though the Speaker had asked for at least 3 weeks' time. So today we are going to finally hear from him. It's going to happen in the next 1 hour. What we are expecting, or less than 1 hour. By 4:30, the Speaker would be giving his verdict, and tracking it would be Ritvik Balekar, who's joining us outside the Maharashtra Assembly, as well as my colleague Vidya there. Saurabh Bhaktania joins us from Matoshri, Mumbai. And in the studio with me is going to be Polumi Saha, who's also going to be taking us through this big news day in Maharashtra politics, which would clearly have ramifications when it comes down to politics across the country, viewers, because we are less than 5 months or 4 months away from the big elections, Lok Sabha elections 2024. The Maharashtra Speaker Narvekar all set finally to deliver his verdict on the disqualification petition against Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and rebel MLAs shortly. Before the verdict, Shinde trained his guns on Uddhav Sena, saying that the poll body has already recognized his faction as the real Sena, exuding confidence that the verdict will be in his camp's favor. But having said that, the Supreme Court, viewers, has made it rather clear that legally the Election Commission's decision of giving the symbol as well as the party name to Eknath Shinde will have no bearing on this decision. Now, the Uddhav Sena, the UBT Sena leader Uddhav Thackeray, hit back at Eknath Shinde, highlighting how 40 traitors stabbed his father in the back and dumped the party. If the Speaker verdict rules in the favor of Eknath Shinde, it will only further cement his position in the Maharashtra government, as well as Shinde will gain a stronger stamp of legitimacy. Speaker's verdict will be concerning disqualification proceedings against a total of 54 MLAs, 40 from the Shinde Sena camp and 14 from the Uddhav Sena camp. Let's listen in to all reactions and we cut across to our reporters and editors.
हमें आशंका है, क्योंकि सिर्फ स्पीकर और मुख्यमंत्री ऐसी ये मीटिंग नहीं थी, और वैसी भी अगर मीटिंग करनी हो तो कभी, मैं भी मुख्यमंत्री था, कभी स्पीकर उठकर मुख्यमंत्री के यहाँ नहीं जाते, वो मुख्यमंत्री जी को बुला लेता है। लेकिन अब ये दोनों जो है सिर्फ मुख्यमंत्री और स्पीकर नहीं है। स्पीकर जो है वो ट्राइब्यूनल है और मुख्यमंत्री का आरोपी है। तो क्या एक जज जिनके ऊपर आरोप है उनको मिल सकता है क्या? तो यही एक आशंका आती है कि क्या इन दोनों की मिलीभगत तो नहीं है, और सिर्फ मिलीभगत कोई व्यक्तिगत रूप में ये केस नहीं है। देश में प्रजातंत्र रहने वाला है या नहीं है, या दोनों मिलकर प्रजातंत्र की हत्या करने की साजिश कुछ कर रहे हैं, कोशिश कर रहे हैं, ऐसे अर्थ भी निकाला जा सकता है।
एक ही बात कहूंगा मैं, ये मैच फिक्सिंग अगर होती तो रात को आते, अध्यक्ष रात को आते, चुपकर आते, ये दिन दहाड़े आ गए, अपने अधिकृत वाहन में आ गए और ऑफिशियल बैठक थी। उनके जो चुनाव क्षेत्र में जो कोस्टल हाईवे का काम शुरू है, मरीन ड्राइव में काम शुरू है, कुछ उनके चुनाव क्षेत्र के विषय थे। मैं मुख्यमंत्री हूँ और वो स्पीकर भी है और एमएलए भी है, तो इसलिए वो ऑफिशियल बैठक थी। इसमें अगर कुछ मैच फिक्सिंग करनी तो वो क्यों सामने से आते?
सुनवाई पूरी हो चुकी है और मैटर ऑर्डर्स के लिए रिजर्व किया गया है। इस मैटर के ऊपर आज निर्णय दिया जाएगा। ये निर्णय संपूर्ण रूप से कानून को में जो प्राविधान है, संविधान में जो प्राविधान है और सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने जो प्रिंसिपल सेट किए हैं उसके आधार पर ही ये निर्णय लिया जाएगा।
पहिल्यांदा असं मी ऐकतोय की अध्यक्ष महोदय स्वतः जाऊन मुख्यमंत्र्यांना वर्षा बंगल्यावर भेटतात, म्हणजे न्यायमूर्ती आरोपींना भेटण्यासारखं झालेलं आहे। आणि हे जगजाहीर आपण पाहताय की असा हा प्रकार कधीही महाराष्ट्रात झाला नव्हता. कदाचित त्यांनी कुठच्याही निमित्ताने बैठक लावली असती किंवा फोन केला असता. ह्यांचे फोन कोण टॅप करतोय की ह्यांना स्वतःवर विश्वास नाही, एकमेकांवर विश्वास नाही की फोन टॅपिंग चालू आहे. पण हे जरी असलं तरी दुसऱ्या बाजूला आजचा महत्त्वाचा दिवस एवढ्यासाठी आहे, हा न्याय नुसतं शिवसेना उद्धव बाळासाहेब ठाकरे पक्षासाठी नाही, पण कुठचे संविधान पाळत आहेत अध्यक्ष महोदय ह्याच्यावर आहे. जर देशाच्या संविधानाप्रमाणे गेलं तर डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकरांनी जे संविधान दिलं आहे त्याप्रमाणे गेलं तर 40 गद्दार हे बाद झाले पाहिजेत.
आज फैसला है और देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी 12 तारीख को महाराष्ट्र में उनका एक दौरा है, उनका टूर है, वो करने जा रहे हैं. रोड शो वगैरह नासिक में है. उसका मतलब क्या है? अगर आपको पता है कि आज फैसला आने वाला है और संविधान कहता है ये सरकार गैरकानूनी है, अगर संविधान के हिसाब से फैसला हो तो ये सरकार गैरकानूनी हो सकती है और सरकार बर्खास्त हो सकती है. फिर भी प्रधानमंत्री महाराष्ट्र में आज आ रहे हैं 2 दिन के बाद. उसका मतलब है प्रधानमंत्री को फैसले के बारे में जानकारी है और मैच फिक्सिंग के बारे में जानकारी है, इसलिए वो आत्मविश्वास है.
देखिए, एग्ज़ाम तो हमने भी दिए, एग्ज़ाम उन्होंने दिए, लेकिन हमारे पेपर अच्छे गए ऐसा हमें लगता है. इसलिए रिजल्ट जो आएगा तो हमारे साइड में आएगा, हमें एक उम्मीद है. विधानसभा अध्यक्ष एज ए जुडिशियल पावर उनको है, वो जज के पोजीशन पे बैठे हैं, वो किसी का सुन के निकाल नहीं देंगे. जो उनका माइंडसेट होगा, जो नियम में होगा वही निकाल देंगे. और उसकी प्रतीक्षा हमें भी है. हो सकता है हमारे साइड में हो सकता है हमारे अपोजिट हो, जो भी होगा उसको एक्सेप्ट करना ये हमारा काम है.
And the speaker should have decided the matter in a matter of weeks literally, but for political consideration the decision has been delayed. It's a very important decision. It will be a landmark decision whatever happens. Apex leadership of the BJP will utilize this opportunity to effect a leadership change in Maharashtra, taking advantage of the anti-defection proceedings. We don't know, but this is the time for BJP to decide who will lead their Lok Sabha campaign.
Well, it might be a landmark decision, but it also will be a very tricky